Well, welcome back. Today's video, I'm gonna be replacing the fuel filter. I don't know when it's been done. I can tell this car has been painted underneath. I'll show you, I'll get under there and show you. And the filter is painted. So it's been there since at least this was painted. If I remember correctly, I wanna say maybe it was painted 5 years ago. In 2020, I'd have to go back and look at the listing that I found on Jimny Land, the place that kind of did this design. But I found this. It looks like it's going to be a good fit. You can see it's labeled in and out. And we'll climb under here and I'll show you a little bit about what it looks like. So you can see, maybe you can see, how everything is kind of got a nice coating of black on it. You can see some of the places where it's chipped off. But right there, I don't know if you can see it, my hand's in the way of my own view. Where is it? Right there, there it is. That's the fuel filter. So it's got a bracket on it and a couple bolts. I'm gonna take those bolts off, release the filter from the bracket, and then I'll undo the hoses. I've got these clamps to clamp the fuel hoses so they don't leak everywhere. But other than that, it's a pretty straightforward job. Right there. I've got the part on my website, at least a link to the part. I don't carry these parts, I just link them to Amazon, but the part's there so you can buy it. So yeah, let's get the bolts out and out of the bracket, hoses off, and we'll swap it back in. Should be a pretty easy job. Famous last words, right? Okay, here we go. So this bolt up here is a 10, all right? Yeah, 10 millimeter on this one. At least I think it is, yeah. There you go, one's out. And that might be, it's not really enough. Just don't think I can get to this other one because for some reason the bolt goes through the back side, which doesn't make sense. Oh wait, no, that's just that bracket. Oh, okay, I can slide it out. Whoever put this clamp on, oh, that one's pretty good. You can see this, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but the clamp over here on the right, that's on this hose, the screw is on the top side, which is not a great idea because then you can't put a screwdriver on it. So I'm gonna clamp this hose. These are I'm a little worried about these hoses being a little brittle. I don't think they're brittle, I think they just got paint on them. You can see because they painted this whole thing, the paint's just chipping off of this. So let's clamp. I need to grab a screwdriver. I'm gonna loosen this, and that should allow me to unhook it, pull it through, or at least twist it enough to be able to get to this other one since they put it in a bad spot. I was afraid of that. I'm gonna need to grab a socket because the screwdriver's not gonna work. 8 is too big. This is a 7. I even think a 7 might be too big. Okay. Let's go get a 6. All right. 6. I think that might be it. Better be. That's pretty small. I advise safety goggles under here. It's pretty gross, especially with all this paint chipping off. Okay, I'm gonna need pliers to just kind of crack the seal on the hose. I would say one of the nice things is it's so high off the ground. At least mine's got a lift on it, so it's a little higher off the ground. I don't have to jack it up, so it's kind of nice. There we go. Sometimes these hoses just get stuck. You just gotta give them a little twist to loosen them back up and they'll come right off. But there it is. I didn't clamp the other side, which was my mistake, so it's still pouring out. So let's do that real quick. I think that should stop it. There. Now I can get to this other clamp. Again, whoever did this, it's always good practice to face the screws in a place where you can get to them on these clamps. And whoever did this did not do that. So a little tricky, but no big deal. All right, so we'll do the same thing on this one. Just give a little twist and it'll free it up. I don't know how much you can see on camera, so I apologize. There you go. There, it's out. So we'll just go in the reverse order. This doesn't have in and out labeled on it, but I know we're going in to the filter from the gas tank and then out to the car or to the engine. So we're gonna go in from the gas tank, which is the side I just removed. Pretty straightforward. This time I'm gonna do this clamp right for probably more future me than somebody else. Just make it a little bit easier. I'm not even gonna tighten it back up yet. Let's slide it back into this bracket. There. hose back on. All the way. And now I can slide this clamp back over. And then position it in a way where it's very easy for me to get to. So this one wasn't really the problem one. I have these bad wrenches that even when you set them to the right direction, the littlest motion and they come out. I hate it. Okay, as that side is tightened. Now with this one, this was the one that someone set where you couldn't even get to it. So I can now fix that. So now it's accessible right there. All right, so then I can release, that's it. I can release these clamps. Those are on there pretty good, and I can put this bolt back in the top, which I think is over here somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. There it is. I'm gonna have to kind of squeeze this clamp together to get this started again. There. I go back to my 10. There. Easy as that. Clamps are on tight. Well, maybe they're not tight enough. That one's twisting a little bit. I should go back and double check those. All right. Give you a little close up of it. So there you go. So clamp, hose. You got the out, and the other side's the in. This comes in from the gas tank here, and this line here runs all the way up to the front. So that's it. Just start it up and it should be good to go. Thanks for watching. Easy enough change. I have links again on jasonandthejimny.com to Amazon where I got this filter. It was pretty cheap compared to what you find on overseas at the OEM places. But so yeah, take a look at it. Order one if you want. Again, it's an easy enough swap. Check your hoses while you're down here in case you need to replace those too. Like I said, mine look like they're in pretty good shape. They just had paint on them. From the underside being painted, but all right, well, yeah, thanks for watching. All right, so real quick before we go, once I got those clamps tightened up, I didn't like the look of the clamps. I don't like how they felt. They were really rusty, and I think I may have like over tightened one of those. Those metal ones don't. You over tighten them and you strip them out. So I have a little thing of replacement clamps. So just to be safe, I went in and replaced both clamps. So just wanted to add that in there. If you're worried about it, just replace the parts. The hoses and the clamps are cheap enough. So I did that real quick. And then just another note that when you start it up, it may not start right away because you've drained the fuel out of the filter. you've got to let new fuel get through the filter back into the lines before it'll start. So it may take a second to turn over, but once it turns over, it should be fine. So yeah, I started it up. It's all good. Do it again real quick. You kind of hear it. All good. No big deal. So just wanted to share that little piece of advice. There's no reason while you're at it, you shouldn't replace some of those parts. But you can see here, it's kind of hard to see. I poured some of the old fuel out of it and it was really brown. So, you know, probably just, you can kind of see how old and crusty this filter is. Now it's under the car, so, you know, it's not a fair comparison, but it definitely had a lot of brown pouring out, and that could just be nothing more than just old. So we'll keep an eye on it. If it runs surprisingly better, which it runs great, but if for some reason I've noticed a difference, that would tell me that filter was pretty bad. And then I'll keep an eye on it, because if it continues to be bad, then I may have an issue with my gas tank, but I don't think so. It runs great. So, but that's just some of the stuff to look at while you're going at it. But that's it. I'm done. This is a truly, see you on the next one. Thanks.